I, Eric Staal, am proud to sign this one-day player contract to retire from my National Hockey League career as a member of the Carolina Hurricanes. As part of this agreement, I commit to traveling with my family to Raleigh, North Carolina during the 2024-25 season so that the Hurricanes organization and the fans in Raleigh, okay, here we go, fans in Raleigh can celebrate my time with the team by watching my number 12 be retired into the rafters at the arena I called home for 12 seasons. Oh, man, I wasn't expecting that.
Oh, it's so special. And that is how Eric Staal found out that his number 12 will be raised to the rafters this season down in Raleigh. Well-deserved honor for what you mean to that organization. We're so happy to have you here with us right now, Eric. I couldn't help but notice your middle guy got a little teary at the news, and that was so touching when we saw that whole piece yesterday. What did that moment mean to you and your whole family?
Well, I think it caught us all off guard, to be honest. And I think he was hoping that that part was edited out, but it was just so genuine. All of us, we were shocked to find that out, and so special. Obviously, such an honor, for very few that get that chance to be one of them is pretty special. And to share that moment just as a family there together, finding out was pretty cool. And so grateful to everybody that's helped me along the way to play this wonderful game, and now to be able to have that night and share and thank everybody. It's going to be pretty special.
Eric Staal is going to have his number retired without question after the impressive career you put together. Raleigh makes the most sense. Your length of tenure there, and then certainly winning the organization's first and only ever Stanley Cup. But what is it about your time spent there, Eric? The community, the organization, just the experience in general. Are there a few specific things you can just kind of harken back to that made Raleigh so special for you and your family?
Well, I mean, I think first and foremost, there were just so many firsts, right? So it's my first game ever in the league, and my first NHL goal, my first point. Obviously, getting married, moving into my first house with my wife, having my 3 children all there, being born in Raleigh. So there's just so many memories and moments that are firsts, and then obviously winning a Stanley Cup. You dream of that as a kid. You want to make the NHL, you want to play in the league, and then you want to win a Stanley Cup, and then to be able to do that there is near and dear, and the pinnacle of the sport. And I was able to do that as a Carolina Hurricane. So so grateful for the organization, the people, the teammates, the players. It's just such a wonderful place to be and play. As you can see now, the way they're buzzing and how good they've been the last couple of years as a team. They've been close again, but that goes to show how hard it is to win. And it's, again, that's why I'm so grateful and thankful that I was a part of that team in 06 to win a Stanley Cup, because I know how hard it is to do. It's such a neat place. The fans are phenomenal. It's the loudest building I think I've ever played in as far as hockey goes, and it's pretty special.
It's really remarkable when you think of spending your entire life playing hockey and, giving back to the game that gave you so much. And now you decide to retire, and it's kind of like, wait, but I'm not even 40 yet. Like, I've got the rest of my life ahead of me. What does that look like for you? What is that next chapter, and does it involve hockey?
Yeah, I don't know. I think right now, taking the time to kind of decompress, really focus on the family, the kids, and what they're into. I have three young boys. They're all playing hockey. I helped last year coach a couple of them, and I think at some point I would probably like to get back into the game and respect. I have such a passion for it. I love, not only just being on the ice. I love watching. I love talking hockey. It's been my life, right? I have 3 younger brothers. I've got a dad that's probably watched games, that loves to break it down. So, it's something that's in my blood, and I feel like I have a ton of experience to help someone. So I'm sure some point, I'd like to get back into it, but right now, just kind of decompressing and taking everything for what it is.
You know, Eric, for any athlete that makes it to, you know, the pinnacle, the best league where the game is played across the, you know, the hockey playing world, there are lots of folks that you can point to that contributed to the success you've had over time. I will say, though, that watching Rod Brind'Amour as part of that moment yesterday, he kind of had the look of a proud father on his face. How influential was Rod in the early stages of your career?
Oh, tremendously, tremendously. Still is. I mean, he was over the course of my whole career. But you know, to be able to enter the league as an 18-year-old kid, and you know, to sit in a locker room with Rod Brind'Amour, Glenn Wesley, Ron Francis, Brett Hedican. I mean, I can go down the list on that, especially that '06 team. There were so many veteran pros that played the game the right way and were tremendous teammates and good people. And as an 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old, you're just soaking in. And I was so fortunate to be with those guys and learn so much and realize that, hey, if I wanted to play as long as they were and did, I needed to do a lot of the same things they did. So I was so lucky to learn, and Rod was at the forefront of that. That guy put in the time and the efforts and the passion every single day he came to the rink, and it's infectious and contagious. And you know, I was fortunate to be his teammate and to learn so much from him, and to call him a friend now, and you know, have that share that moment yesterday with him, with the call, the video, everything. It was super cool. It's you know, it's one of those things that you pinch yourself about, and you know, I'm just looking forward to be able to celebrate the night. And obviously he's going to be there. He's going to be coaching. He'll be pacing behind the bench, trying to get a win. So I hope we can do that, but it's going to be great. And I'm just so lucky. And he's such a great guy.
Yeah, we can't wait for that night. Whenever the date comes out, we'll circle it on the calendar because it sure will be something special, I'm sure. And, you know, you spent the first 12 years of your career there in Carolina. You'll always be remembered as a Hurricane, but you had some more stops along the way as you progressed throughout your career. And I know your last stop in the NHL was with Florida, where you guys came so close to winning the Cup, but then, you know, didn't. And this year, when you were not playing, how closely did you follow this Panthers run, and what was it like to see them finally reach the promised land and lift the Cup?
Yeah, I was following closely. I don't know, I maybe missed one or two with some kids' activities, but I was watching every game and keeping tabs and doing the best I could from afar. Obviously, it was still close with a lot of those guys, being with them the whole year before and getting to the finals. I knew that they would have had what it takes, and I was so pumped for every one of those guys. They deserved the win. They were phenomenal the whole season. They were ready in the playoffs. They were pushed hard into the finals, and you get to a Game 7 and to get the job done was pretty cool. And just excited for every one of them, and was excited to watch them lift the Cup. You know, it is such a great group and pretty special for sure.
I mean, I just had to follow up because you referenced the Game 7 thing. Wasn't that crazy? Like, it was crazy to cover it, but I'm sure even as kind of just a hockey fan and being close to the team as you were, it was just wild seeing how it all played out, up 3-0, and then being forced to a Game 7.
I knew they had it. They had it the whole time. So,
I love it.
Never a doubt.
No, it's you know, it's one of those things. You know, when your back's against the wall, it's hard to close out, and that's been evident over the years. But they got something special done, and those guys will walk forever. So it was cool for them. It was cool to watch, and sent them all a note after, and I was proud of them, and especially for a guy like Mo. You know, I had him 3 times over my career as a coach. He's one of the best of all time, and put in so much time in the league, and to watch him lift the Cup, that was cool for me. I was happy for him, and you know, along with a lot of the other guys, but super cool.
As we close out our time with you, Eric, you know, perhaps for fans, and you opened this door actually, so I'll step into it. But what's next for Eric Staal? I mean, two-parter. Is it possible, because you spent the time you did with the Canes, we see you transition to a post-playing career role there? And part B, Do you see yourself in a coaching capacity, or perhaps something more along the lines of managerial?
Well, I already last season did some coaching with a 9-year-old, a
There you go.
14-year-old, and a little bit of an 11-year-old, and it's challenging. It's not easy. At times they kind of look at you sideways when you're talking, but it's still fun nonetheless, and such great kids. So I think for this upcoming season, I'll probably help out again with possibly my oldest and then youngest. But in the future, I think for these, especially this coming year and right now, I really want to invest in my kids. I mean, it's 18 years of playing. It's
yeah, good for you.
It's a lot of travel. It's a lot of time away, and I think right now, just to get that chance to be with them and around, I think that's what I'm going to try and do. And I'm sure at some point my wife's going to look at me and say it's time to maybe get into something else. And but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And it's been a lot of fun. Just enjoying all the time together as a family, and these moments go fast as our careers do. So we'll see what's next, but I'm looking forward to just the days ahead.
Well, who knows? Maybe we'll see it here at NHL Network too.
There you go.
TV life has suited some of your former teammates. We'll see if we can get you in the mix as well. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I have seen Doobie on there a few times. Yeah. He does a good job, but you
guys can fly together.
He's thrown it out there to me a few times. Yeah, there we go. That sounds good.
Oh, well, all right. Thanks so much for the time. And again, we'll look forward to that date on the calendar this year when number 12 is raised to the rafters down in Raleigh. Thanks, Eric. Congrats.